So the first thing I want to show you guys is how to store these properly. Let's assume you just ran it for a little while, doesn't need an oil change, doesn't need any of the regular maintenance. Maybe you just use it for an hour or two for a party. Ideally, if you can run it completely out of fuel, you want to run it completely out of fuel. This does two things. It keeps the fuel in the gas tank from going bad over time, but it also keeps the fuel out of the carburetor. That's where most of the problems start is as the fuel sits over time, it'll gum up the jets and do a lot of bad things inside the carburetor. So if you can, run the carburetor completely and totally out of gas. Now, for those that just filled up their tank and they don't want to run it for hours and hours and hours, you can also turn your fuel valve off. Right? All these generators have a fuel valve. So turn it into the off position, continue to run it until the generator runs out of fuel inside the carburetor. And you can put a little fuel stabilizer inside the fuel tank itself, right? And this gas will stay good for 6 or 8 months if you have a good fuel stabilizer inside of it. So turn that fuel valve off, continue to run the generator until it dies, and then you can store it. When you pull it back out, you turn the fuel valve back on, right? Whatever position that is for your particular engine, and choke it. And within a couple cranks, that valve or the bowl itself will fill back up. So there's the choke position. On this particular one, it's the full run position. Like I said, when you pull it back out, if you'll choke it, pull the handle a few times, that'll prime the bowl and it should start right up, and then you can run it over into the run position. So that's the best way to store them after you've used them for a short period of time. Now, we were without power for almost 9 days, so we ran this thing almost continuously for 9 days. So I've got to do an oil change. I'm going to check the spark plug. I'm going to pull the carburetor apart. I'm going to shoot separate videos for all that, and you'll get to see it all. Okay, let's get to the next one.